What if I told you that nothing you've ever touched has truly existed? That the chair beneath you, the breath in your lungs, the stars overhead are not made of matter but of meaning. Not solid, not permanent, just processed. There is no outside, no motherboard, no user, no simulation lab humming in the void. The universe doesn't run on a supercomputer. It is the computer, the very fabric of existence, a quantum engine running a calculation older than time itself. And you are not a passenger. You are a line of code, executed, interpreted, observed. Physicists have begun whispering it. Information theorists are decoding it. Reality may not be made of atoms and energy. It may be data, compressed, entangled, and unfolding in a way no human mind was ever meant to understand. This isn't science fiction. This is the terrifying edge of physics, because if it's true, then every moment you've lived, every choice you've made, may have already been computed by a universe that doesn't care, doesn't wait, and never stops calculating. You reach out and touch your hand against the surface of the table. It feels solid, firm, real. But what if I told you there is nothing there? Not really, because beneath the skin of your fingertips, beneath the wood grain of the table, beneath every atom of everything you've ever known, there is only emptiness, a vast ocean of nothing, stitched together by the illusion of form. We've been taught to believe in substance, that the world is made of things, atoms, molecules, flesh, wood, stars, stone. But the deeper we peer into reality, the more that illusion begins to crack. Take an atom, once thought to be the smallest building block of the universe. It's not a solid sphere. It's not even mostly there. It is 99.9999999% empty space. The nucleus, infinitesimal, the electrons, not objects, but probability clouds smeared across space, existing not as things, but as chances of being. The table isn't solid. It's a shimmering web of quantum fields, vibrating in patterns we interpret as touch, color, weight. You're not placing your hand on something. You're hovering atop an electric repulsion, never truly touching anything at all. So then what is real? Not matter, not substance, something else, something stranger, information. What if reality is not made of stuff, but of code? For centuries, we believed that the universe was a kind of machine, a great cosmic clock built from gears and levers. Matter collided with matter, forces pushed and pulled, and everything obeyed simple, elegant laws. But then came the quantum revolution. Suddenly, reality no longer played fair. Particles blinked in and out of existence. Photons behaved like waves, until you looked at them. Then they snapped into shape like actors caught in a spotlight. And that's when the questions began. Why does observation change the result? Why do particles seem to exist in multiple states at once? Why does reality appear to be deciding its form in real time? Because underneath it all, the universe isn't behaving like a machine, it's behaving like a computer. To understand this, we must first ask, what is a quantum computer? Unlike classical computers, which process bits as either 1 or 0, a quantum computer uses qubits. A qubit can be a 1, a 0, or both at once. This is called superposition, and when qubits become linked, even across vast distances, they can affect each other instantly. This is entanglement. The result? A quantum computer can process countless outcomes simultaneously. It doesn't just try one path, it calculates them all in parallel. Now here's where it gets strange. Physicists have discovered that particles in the universe also behave this way. Subatomic particles exist in superposition. They entangle, they decohere, collapsing into a definite state only when observed. In essence, they compute. So what if we've been looking at reality all wrong? What if the universe isn't a simulation being run on some alien server, but the computation itself? Not a thing being observed, but a process unfolding. Each particle interaction, each quantum fluctuation, each collapse of the wave function, a line of code executed in the great operating system of existence. And, just like software, our reality updates in ticks and steps, at the Planck scale, the smallest possible unit of time and space. Events don't flow smoothly. They tick forward, like frames in a video. Calculated, measured, deliberate. We are watching and experiencing the world being computed, moment by moment, decision by decision, line by line. But unlike a computer sitting in a lab, the universe isn't being run by anything external. There is no control panel, no operator. Because the universe is the computer, self-contained, self-executing. A closed-loop algorithm of unimaginable complexity. It doesn't simulate reality, emphatic, it is reality. If you're still clinging to the idea that you're made of stuff, let go. Your body is made of atoms. Atoms made of quarks. And quarks. They're fluctuations in quantum fields. Which are what, exactly? Patterns. Instructions. Information. When you think a thought, what you're really doing is reconfiguring the informational state of a vast network of atomic interactions. You are not in reality. You are a computation within it. Just like a ripple isn't made of water, it is the movement of water. You are not made of information. You are the movement of it. You are code writing itself. Let's be clear, this isn't the same as the simulation theory. The idea that we're in a digital world crafted by some advanced civilization. No, that theory assumes an external creator, a lab technician in some higher realm. But what we're talking about here is different. The universe doesn't need an operator because it's not pretending to be real. It is real. This is what real means. A system governed by quantum rules, processing its own state, updating itself at every moment without the need for outside intervention. In other words, reality is not being computed. Reality is the computation. So where does that leave us? If you strip away matter, you find energy. Strip away energy, and you find fields. Strip away fields, and you find information, rules, relationships, logic. Everything you know, everything you've ever felt, believed, feared, or loved, all of it can be reduced to the flow of information through a quantum computational substrate. It's humbling, it's terrifying, and it's beautiful. Because it means we are part of something that is not dead matter floating in the void, but an intelligent structure, a self-evolving, self-executing process that gave rise to stars, minds, and moments. Not because someone told it to, but because that's what the code does. It computes complexity. It breeds patterns. It builds consciousness. But now, a darker question lingers in the silence. If the universe is processing information, constantly evolving, computing, unfolding, then what exactly is doing the processing? Is there a substrate beneath the quantum realm? A deeper logic beneath the logic? Or does the code process itself, endlessly recursive like a snake devouring its own tail? And if that's true, if reality is nothing but the dance of logic playing out across the canvas of time, then what are you? A mind? A soul? Or just another thread in the vast, unknowable tapestry of quantum code? We used to think reality was a place. Now, we suspect it's a process, and soon we may have to accept the truth that everything we know is not made of atoms, not made of light, but made of code. Everything, every tree, every heartbeat, every galaxy spiraling through deep time arises from a single staggering idea. It from bit. 3 simple words whispered by physicist John Archibald Wheeler. And yet, those words shattered our understanding of what the universe really is. It from bit, meaning everything that exists, every it, emerges from binary information, from bits, not atoms, not energy, not space, but choices. Yes or no, 1 or 0, on or off. This isn't metaphor, this is the new physics. What Wheeler proposed was revolutionary, that at the heart of the cosmos, beneath quarks and quantum foam, there exists a digital backbone, a binary structure. The fundamental layer of reality may not be made of things, but of decisions, measurements, outcomes. Every time a particle is measured, it collapses from a smeared superposition into a definite state, a 1 or a 0. And when this happens, the universe logs that result. It stores it, builds on it, just like a computer, 1 bit at a time, until what we call reality is nothing more than the sum total of those choices, a vast digital mosaic written in quantum language. Enter Seth Lloyd, quantum physicist, visionary, and the man who dared to say it out loud. The universe is not like a quantum computer. It is a quantum computer. Lloyd's theory is bold, but beautiful. He argues that since the beginning of time, the universe has been performing quantum computations. The Big Bang, that was the boot-up event, the moment the system initialized. Every particle interaction since then, a line of code being executed. Galaxies, they're the output. Particles, they're the logic gates, processing, transforming, transmitting information. You are a function within the code. A self-aware subroutine embedded within a computational matrix so vast it spans billions of light years and 13.8 billion years of evolution. Quantum mechanics doesn't behave like the world we know. It doesn't run like a machine. It runs like software. Superposition allows quantum systems to hold multiple possibilities at once until observed. Entanglement links particles together so they share states instantly, even across the universe. Interference lets certain outcomes reinforce while others cancel out. Like waves in a program, these aren't bugs in reality's software. They are the software. Each quantum decision is a bit flip, a binary update to the cosmic ledger. When a wave function collapses, that's not a mystery. That's a commit to memory. The system logs the result, updates the state of the universe, and moves on, just like a quantum computer. But it gets stranger. In the 1990s, physicists uncovered something disturbing at the edge of a black hole. According to the equations, the amount of information that could be stored in a black hole, its entropy, wasn't based on its volume. It was based on its surface area. This gave rise to the holographic principle, the idea that all the information inside a volume of space can be encoded on its boundary, like a 3D world projected from a 2D surface. Imagine your life, every moment, every neuron firing, actually encoded on the edge of the observable universe, a hologram unfolding in real time. Not an illusion, but a compression, a higher dimensional reality encoded in lower dimensional information. This principle isn't science fiction, it's grounded in string theory, quantum gravity, and black hole thermodynamics. And it changes everything. Because if information is encoded on surfaces, then space, time, and energy are emergent phenomena. They aren't fundamental. They're outputs of the code. You may wonder, if the universe is a computer, what keeps it from crashing? Strangely enough, the answer might be found in a type of software you already know: quantum error correction. In computers, error-correcting codes detect and fix mistakes caused by noise or corruption. In quantum systems, similar codes are used to preserve coherence, to ensure qubits don't collapse prematurely. But here's the mind-bending twist. In recent years, physicists have discovered that the geometry of space-time itself, the shape of reality, may arise from quantum error-correcting codes. The fabric of the cosmos is built to protect information. Reality is not just computational, it's self-repairing, self-preserving, like an eternal machine that detects its own glitches and smooths them out before anyone notices. This isn't poetry, it's math. And the math works. Let that sink in for a moment, because here's the lie we've all been told, that we're observers of the universe. Spectators, outsiders. But the truth is more intimate, more terrifying. You are not watching the code. You are part of the code. Every time you observe a quantum system, your brain, your neurons, made of matter, governed by fields, collapses wave functions. You create bits of data. You generate outcomes. In short, you compute. And your actions feed back into the system, like a loop, like recursion. The universe processes you, and you, in turn, process it. What happens when a computational system becomes so complex that it begins to model itself, to question itself, to wonder what it is? That's what you are, a piece of the universe, becoming conscious of its own code. When you ask, what is real? That is the code asking about itself. That is the program evolving metacognition. The machinery is waking up, and you, yes, you, are its dream. If we accept this, that the universe is a quantum computer and that we are its computation, then a terrifying implication follows. What is the purpose of this process? What is it solving? Is there an answer? Is there a function being optimized? Or are we caught in an endless recursion, code feeding code, a system dreaming its own purpose into existence? Maybe the universe doesn't simulate anything. Maybe it's not imitating reality. Maybe it's writing it, from nothing but bits, to everything we call life. So if everything we know, everything we see, is just information unfolding, then maybe reality isn't something we live in. Maybe it's something we're part of, something we help create. This journey into the nature of existence is only the beginning. If this video sparked something in you, if it made you question what's real or wonder what's possible, then you're exactly the kind of explorer this channel is for. I invite you to subscribe to Uncharted Odyssey, where we uncover the hidden layers of our universe, one mystery at a time. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the deeper you look into reality, the more it starts looking back.